Hence, employee value proposition becomes an important and crucial foundation for attracting, engaging, and retaining top talent. Consequently, we need to develop compelling employee value propositions so that they become essential strategic tools to attract, engage, and retain the right employees. So our agenda for today will be as follows. Understanding employee value proposition, its components and benefits. We'll also look at real-world employee value proposition examples, challenges of executing employee value proposition. We'll look at how we can turn our employee value proposition into a powerful recruitment and retention engine. We'll also look at how we can craft an effective employee value proposition. And that will be the conclusion to our discussion today. So let's start. What are your expectations from today's webinar? What is your biggest challenge in attracting and retaining top talent? And these are some of the questions that we need to be asking ourselves. And one thing is that, have you implemented an employee value proposition, or you are working or developing or improving the one that we have? So share your thoughts in the chat and we'll do our best to address them as we move on. So some interesting statistics. Maybe some of you know that some organizations with an effective employee value proposition can reduce turnover up to 69% and increase employment engagement by 20%. Wow. Companies with highly engaged employees can also improve productivity by up to 85%. So how engaged are your employees? And if we have an effective employee value proposition, we can also reduce absenteeism by 81% and improve work-life balance by 84%. So I believe some of us in the HR field, these are some of the things that bother us around employment. These figures will agree with me, highlight that investing in an effective employee value proposition delivers substantial benefits. Most notably, your employee engagement will increase. You also have increased productivity and reduced turnover. So why employee value proposition? It's important to start with understanding why employee value proposition. What does it do? It helps organizations to attract, motivate, retain the right talent. Because obviously, when you advertise your positions for recruitment, you have to show what you offer, so that when people come in, they are attracted and interested in what you offer. Because retaining the right talent would advance the organization's corporate value proposition. So an employee value proposition also answers specific questions. It's a specific commitment. It will answer you on a question of, why should I join this organization? It's very important, because you need to have a reason why you are joining a specific organization. And why should I stay in this organization? When you come in, some employees, when they get into the organization, they realize that this is not what I wanted. But your employee value proposition should be that attractive so that when people move in, it accommodates them. then they will be able to understand why they are staying in your organization. They make it their own organization. An employee value proposition should be compelling and authentic. It should be that intent that is compelling and authentic, which makes employees excited and proud to work for that particular organization, thereby efficiently building the brand of your organization. You surely need to build the brand of your organization. Therefore, an effective employee value proposition starts with the employer collecting data from the current employees, because that information would show you how satisfied are your employees, how engaged are they. That's why you need to do it. You should also do stay-in surveys. For those that are staying in your organization, you need to know why they are remaining in your organization. You also have to do exit surveys, because if you do that, you'll get feedback on why people are leaving your organization. Why are they leaving? Is it because they are not happy? Or is it because of your remuneration package? Is it because of the work? Is it because of what? Those are the things that you need to know. So let's go back to understand what really is an employee value proposition, because you need to understand it. Some of us believe we understand, but we may not be knowing what exactly is employee value proposition. You may be aware that some people have described it as those unique set of benefits and rewards that an employee receives beyond their salary and other generic benefits. Those ones we know. When you go get an employment, you know that you get a salary, and there are some generic benefits like leave, like gratuity, like pension. Those ones you know. But we have to define what the organization stands for. Employees need to know the value and the vision of your organization. So your employee value proposition is built on those specific wants and needs of workers at different levels, be it new entrants, be it managers, be it professionals, or those technical experts that we have in our organization. So it has to be specific. You have to be specific on what is it that they need. So it's your organization's brand, and it makes your organization different from other organizations. So employee value proposition in a nutshell, one can say, is the value employers make to their existing and prospective employees. It is that value which focuses on employees' particular lifestyle. So I believe by now, individually, we are reflecting, especially those that have employee value proposition, we are reflecting and asking ourselves, is my employee value proposition responsive to these issues? So let's now look at the components. What are the components or key pillars of employee value proposition? I believe most of us know it. I believe we can Google and research what is it, but I've chosen only three, which I consider they are the main ones. I've decided to speak to compensation, a comprehensive compensation benefit structure. So what is a compensation? What is a compensation and benefit structure? I believe most organizations understand this. So some organizations, they have put salary within their compensation and benefit structure. They have put, like they would have incentives like performance-based bonuses. They will have promotions within their structures. They will have leave and any other monetary rewards. But I strongly believe that there are some critical soft benefits that we need to include in our compensation and benefits structure. I've picked these ones that you see on the screen. I've picked employee health and wellness programs. These are very important. Nowadays, we deal with mental health issues, especially post-COVID, because COVID affected all of us. So there are a lot of mental health issues that we have to deal with in our work environment. So we need to have mental health support systems within our employee value proposition. We need to have counseling services. Do we have stress management services? Or we can hold workshops to deal with stress. We can hold workshops to deal with anger management issues, because sometimes you see that these employees, they need some counseling services. And sometimes a simple wellness program like gym membership, you can have that and you pay for your employees. Some employers do have gyms within their working environment. I also believe that we need to look at work-life balance programs. Are we together? Hello? We need to look at work-life balance programs like I've picked flexible work environments. You know that we have some remote employees. Look at what makes them happy. Explore their lifestyles and engage with them to understand what is it that makes them happy. So these are some programs that we need to look at. Work-life balance programs, sometimes they can speak to the childcare support services, because sometimes you have young employees who need child support. So in some countries, I once visited Japan, where I observed that within their work environments, they have on-site care support services. When they go to work, they'll go with their children. When they get there, their children are taken care of. They go to school there. They have support services there. So you don't need to worry when you are at work about your child. You can also look at some commuter benefits systems. You can look at transit passes, reinvestment. I believe in our different organizations, we can pick what works for us. And when we do the employment service, employees can tell us what is it that works for them. And I've also picked the financial security, where employees now, they want clear retirement plans. Who doesn't want a good livelihood after their work life? All of us do want it. So you need to cater for different people, because some would need retirement savings options so that when they retire, when they do that, then they can be able to live the same lives that they lived when they were still employed. So employees need financial protection. They need life insurances, they need other disability insurances. And my last one on what we need to have in the compensation and benefit structure is that we also need recognition and rewards. I think you are faster than me with your slides. Can you go back to the first one, because that's where I am? The first component, please. Yes, thank you. We also look at recognition and rewards. You'll agree with me that this adds value to every employee, and it is usually done through public recognition. Some organizations, they do have Employee of the Month awards. They do have Best Employee of the Year awards. And this brings gratitude to an employee. Even if you don't get an increment, once you see your photo at the entrance of the office, you become happy, you become so gratified, and you do your level best. And the last one here that I thought you should include as a soft benefit in a compensation and benefit structure is professional development. And everybody wants to be trained. Everyone wants to be developed. And we can do this through workshops, through conferences, and tuition reinvestment. You should also endeavor to do career coaching, because that way people get to know how they can improve on their work environment. You also need to create mentorship opportunities. So what is the other component or key pillar in your AVP strategy? I have decided also to talk to inclusive, safe work environment. Why safe work environment? You know, sometimes our work environments are not safe spaces to operate. So a safe space or a safe working environment is where an employee feel valued. They are respected, above all respect. Everybody wants to be respected. Respect, respect, respect. People also want to be supported. So if you have that within your employee value proposition and you live it, then you can increase employees' job satisfaction. You also improve productivity, your profitability will increase, and also decision making will be transparent, because people would ensure that they use their diverse talents to be creative and innovative. They'll know that they will not be negatively judged. Instead, they will be encouraged to do more. So how can organizations ensure an inclusive and safe environment? How can they do that? Within your workspaces, you should have respectful communication. Encourage an open, honest, and constructive conversations. Because once you do that, people would talk out. They will not choose to talk elsewhere. They'll talk within the work environment, because they know that if you provide an open, honest, direct, constructive feedback, you'll be listened to. You should also do regular training to help employees appreciate and understand differences within your work environment. You also need to have clear policies and procedures addressing issues like harassment, like bullying, because once you have that, people will know that they are protected. They will know that they are protected. So let's get to the last component that I decided to talk to. Company culture and values. Why do we want to talk about company culture? Culture is the backbone of every organization, because employees join and stay in those organizations that align with their personal values, where they have that sense of belonging, and where there is employee engagement, where there is trust, and there is a lot of team spirit. So we need to create a positive culture and values such as transparency in communication and decision making, because where decision making is transparent, there are less complaints. I've experienced that. Recognition of employees and employees' contributions and accordingly rewarding them. That should also stand out. People should know what is it that you do for you to get recognition. What contributions are expected from me, and accordingly reward those. So culture is very important. And I can see that you are agreeing with me that sometimes people leave organizations because of culture. So culture is very important. So let's reflect on our cultures within the organization. Let's reflect on these values. Are there any comments or questions? I think now we can go on for a break. I'm noting your comments in the chat. Thank you very much. Yes, I'll share the presentation. Thank you very much. I think now we can have a break. Thank you very much. Just a 5-minute break.
Yeah, sure. So in the meantime, what I will do is I'll just give an introduction about World Academy. And you can respond to the chat in the meantime so that we can cover up. Although we have a section for the question answer at the end. So then again, we'll have one. Just give me a moment to share my slide. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Thank you. So those who are our participants or alumni, I believe they already know about us. And those who haven't been introduced to World Academy, for them, I would like to introduce us. We are World Academy for Research and Development, and we are a UK-based organization. We have the registration under the UK Learners Provider. These are a couple of our ISO certifications that we hold in order to keep up with the quality of the education that we provide online. The impact that we have as an institution is that we have presence in 65 countries. I'm sorry. We have presence in about 65 plus countries, offering about 200 plus programs, which includes both academic and certified programs. So far, we have trained more than 30,000 professionals over these countries. About 132 instructors are in our pool from 14 different countries. 30% of our alumni are C-suite role, and 95% is the completion rate for the first attempt. Now, why World Academy is the right choice? Well, we are one of the largest professional certification institute based in UK, and we are providing globally accepted credentials. What we focus more on is affordable fees that includes flexible payment plan and a wide range of programs covering all professional areas. So 150 plus certified programs, 30 plus master's level programs, 40 plus diploma programs. We also have a very user-friendly learning management system. It is our study portal, where after enrollment, people get access to. And we also provide a credential badge issued directly from credly.com. It is a concern of Pearson Education. So I believe this is one of the, I think it is the topmost website or platform that provides professional credential badges. Now, just to look into our quick global affiliations, we are an accredited institute by NQual. It is an off-qual regulated awarding body in UK, an approved center by Cambridge Academy of Professionals UK, approved center by ProfQual UK, approved center by Board of HR Certification UK. We are also an approved provider of HRCI, SHRM, and ATD. I believe those who are involved in the HR field know quite well about these institutions. A couple of our programs are academically aligned with SHRM. and currently partnering with KPI, Institute of KPI Specialist, Academy of Business English and Communication, and Institute of NPMA UK. So our mission in 2030 is to become the #1 certification institute worldwide, having a presence of 100 countries. And the way we are proceeding, hopefully we will be reaching this goal before 2030. Now, recently we did some activities in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. It was covering the ceremonial part, those who have completed our programs. So we did conduct in Kenya I think it was on the end of August. That was followed by a global professional summit. Then we had another one in the first week of September in Uganda. This was also a graduation ceremony. As we have a big list of people, we had to locate in different countries. And it was easier for different people to come and join, even from outside Uganda as well. This was also followed by a International People's Summit 2025. And this is the Tanzanian graduation ceremony. There was also in the first week of September, and which was followed by a Global Professional Summit 2025. Now, just to give you a review of our upcoming programs in the month of December, we have the Certified Financial Risk Management, which starts on the 7th of December. If anybody's interested, you can contact us. It's going to be the live session, so it's going to be on Sundays. Then we have this professional certificate program in Bangladesh labor law. This is specifically for the people from Bangladesh. So this is going to start on the 12th of December. Then we have the Certified Corporate Financial Analyst. This is on the 14th of December. If anybody's interested, they can start off. We have another one for the Bangladesh market, which is Professional Certificate in HR Operations, which starts on the 19th. And the last one is actually the Professional Diploma in Total Quality Management, which will be on 21st of December. So these are the programs in the month of December, and quick overview of the Jan courses. So we have the Postgraduate Diploma in Human Resource Management starting 16th Jan. We have Certified Internal Auditor, which starts on 17th Jan. We have the Certified Corporate Accountant on the 18th of January, and Certified Learning and Talent Architect on 23rd January. And the last one is the Certified Project Management Specialist, which will be on 25th of January. So anybody interested in these programs can start off connecting with us, and we'll give you all the details that is required. So that is all from my part. I would like to give the platform to our trainer again to continue today's webinar.
Thank you very much and welcome back. I noted your comments in this chat. Yes, we'll share the presentation. And thanks also for the good feedback. I've also observed that you are agreeing to some of the issues that I talked to. So let's now get into case studies of effective employee value propositions. I've deliberately decided to choose my own countries. As an example, I've picked a diamond company from Botswana called DBS, which has an employee value proposition that focuses on creating opportunities for Botswana, fostering skills and supporting entrepreneurship. DBS emphasizes on people development. How does it do it? It does it through investment in talent to unlock their potential and to open doors to opportunity. Maybe you are wondering how this is done. They do this through their 2-year international graduate development program, which provides global exposure, career development, and rotational assignments. They also have 3 to 6 month internship programs and a leadership accelerator program. They also look at diversity and inclusion. Within diversity and inclusion, they create an equal, fair, and inclusive environment. So people enjoy to work for DBS because they have a safe, inclusive working environment. They also chose to talk to sustainability within their employee value proposition. And because their minds are out there in local communities, they decided to empower local communities around the mines, and they protect those particular environments. They also have decided within their people development to include innovation and opportunity, because by so doing, they foster a culture of innovation and growth. So when you work for the Botswana, you know that you can come with your best ideas to make it the organization that you want. So I've also picked Netflix. When you get into Netflix, you get what you want. Why? Because Netflix focuses on people. They've chosen people over processes. So that's their best strategy. And I also decide on music. You go to Spotify emphasizes a culture of creativity, collaboration, and employee well-being. So whatever you want from Spotify, you get, because their employees are happy. They know what people want, and they put all those music into Spotify. There are other examples that one can Google in relation to your area of focus. So these are the examples that I believe you can look at to understand and appreciate and or improve on your employee value proposition. Now let's look at the challenges. What are the challenges of executing an effective employee value proposition? You'll agree with me that whilst most organizations have an understanding of an employee value proposition, the real challenge lies in executing and consistently living it. Because sometimes some people can start execution, but they will fail to consistently live the employee value proposition. So in most cases, employers don't involve their employees in crafting their employee value proposition. So there's limited employee involvement. So if you don't involve your employees, how would you know what they want? So you need to understand your employee needs, and by so doing, once you understand and you include what they want in your employee value proposition, you'll obviously have ownership, you'll obviously have buy-in. So it's very important that you gather feedback through surveys. Surveys, you can have online surveys. You can also collect data on one-on-one. You can have meetings so that you get enough data to make informed decisions on what your people want. So having worked in the public service, I've once enjoyed a system where we were reviewing a remote area service allowance and foreign service allowances, because this service we were conducting involving all the affected employees, irrespective of their locations. We collected data and we analyzed data in relation to demographics and preferences. And that we ended up having informed decisions which resulted in areas of involvement, of improvement. So we had a feel of what those employees wanted, because we talked to them one-on-one, we visited them where they were, in the countries that they were, in respect to foreign service allowance. We had a feel of how they are living in those countries, and we understood what they wanted. So the next challenge is lack of communication. Most employees would normally not know the employee value proposition within their organizations. I believe some of us here, we can relate. We are asking ourselves, do we have this in our organization? Or we don't have? Because those employees only learned about their benefits through the advert that shows what benefits are there for the employment that they are applying for, or through the contract of employment, because some of the benefits would be specified in the contract of employment. So those that are not specified, it may lead to some employees losing benefits that they would otherwise enjoy, because they don't know about those benefits. My experience with the Botswana Public Service management is that there is a benefit called leave benefit, where travel concession, where employees would have to apply for it every 2 years. And because it's not stipulated anywhere in their employment contracts, it's only there in the procedures, in the HR people know about it, and employees would be expected to apply when they qualify. That is every after 2 years. So if you don't apply, you stand to lose the benefit. So why can't we HR people alert people that they are due for that benefit so that they apply for it? Why can't we allow them to apply for it to make sure that those employees don't lose that benefit? So I believe it is imperative to develop clear and concise benefits communication plan that will use, where we will use multiple channels to share those benefits. We can use meetings, we can use emails, we can use intranet to promote the benefits that we have. We should also ensure that we provide regular updates and consistently provide reminders so that your employees don't lose any benefit. So the next one is poor or lack of benefit strategy. Some organizations don't have this. So we need to develop the strategy that aligns benefits with business goals and values. It is therefore imperative to have clear objectives and budgets for benefits implementation, because sometimes we don't budget for our benefits, and when people are due to enjoy the benefits, we say, we don't have a budget. What a disappointment. So benefits packages should be designed to cater for different employee needs, and they should always be budgeted for. And the last challenge that I want to talk to is poor benefits implementations. Where HR and management are not trained on benefits administration, there's always delays and poor rollout. It is therefore important to establish a benefits rollout process where benefits utilizations can be tracked and employee feedback can be monitored and evaluated. This can make it easy to make improvements and adjustments as and when they are needed. Are there any comments or questions? Please put them on the chat. Let's now get to my next topic where I want us to talk about how we can turn our employee value proposition into a powerful recruitment and retention engine. I believe some of us know that research has shown that 82% of employees want to be valued as employees and not as individuals and not as workers. So what can we do to attain this? What strategies can we employ to achieve this value? We can tailor-make our employee value proposition to individual needs and preferences. And after doing that, we need to share it consistently across all levels, because sometimes we do have great employee value propositions, but because we don't share them, people don't know. Sometimes they are only known by the HR people, sometimes by only managers or leaders. So ensure that you share across all levels. You also need to do regular surveys to get employee feedback so that you know that what is in place is what they want. I've already talked to how you can do this service. Then after service, don't put those feedback away. Please analyze the results and identify trends and come up with areas of improvements. Because sometimes we do surveys and we end there. Sometimes we analyze the results and we do end there. It's very important that you analyze and identify trends and come up with areas of improvement. You should also invest in career development opportunities. You can do that by investing in growth of employees, mentorship programs, and training your employees. Ensure competitive and reward. Ensure that your rewards are competitive, that they are clear, they are fair, and they are consistently applied. Please ensure consistency, because sometimes we have a good compensation and benefit reward strategy, but we fail to apply it consistently. Let's also foster a culture of appreciation and recognition. You should also foster a positive organizational culture and ensure sustainability and accountability. This can be done by monitoring retention rates, by monitoring employee engagement, and also monitoring employee satisfaction. And last but not least, promote team building. Promote team building activities and offer well-being programs that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. I can see that time is running out. Let me now get to how we can create an effective employee value proposition. So how can we do this? I believe that an effective employee value proposition speaks to different roles and experiences. You therefore need to segment your workforce into different groups. You can have new employees, frontline employees, and those that you see on the slide. Because this way you can be able to get what these different people knows. Because if you don't do that, you end up having people not knowing what these other people want. Yes, I'm noting your comments from the chat. So after you have done that, you should also know your different groups. So after knowing your different groups, you should identify what each group values most and ensure authenticity and commitment to the well-being of your employees. Know what they want, know their demographic profiles, what is important to them, and how they would like to do business is very important. Where they are located and what are their pains, and develop key messages to address this. Because especially for remote employees, you need to know where they are located and design relevant programs for them. So lastly, let me share an example of improving our employee value proposition. I've deliberately chosen career development because it's very close to my heart. And I think it's one of the most important components of employee value proposition. Why am I saying this? Because it increases employee motivation and productivity. Career development also ensure that organizations obtain employees' information relating to their dreams and aspirations and how this can be aligned to the goals and objectives of the organization. Therefore, I believe that career development provides guidance in facilitating other necessary elements of employee value proposition. So it's very important that when you do career development EVP, you should conduct employee surveys so that you know what is already working successfully and which areas of factors needs to be developed. You also need to know, to recognize what they need within their careers. They are different. You should identify the career needs. You should also provide career paths that addresses this need. And you also need to continuously carry job analysis because this will help you develop succession plans for purposes of ensuring effective career opportunities. So in conclusion, organizations can only have a win-win situation when employees value their work by finding it meaningful and fulfilling. Remember, your employees are your greatest asset. They are your greatest resource. So invest in them to allow them to drive your business forward. Let's build a safe workplace that attracts and retains employees by engaging them throughout. Thank you very much for your audience. Any comments and questions?
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful insights about employee proposition. So we might take some questions now, if we have them. I think you've already answered few of them. Great, great. Any questions? Well, there's one. And clearly productive discussion. Well done. All right. Thank you, Immersion. Yes,
Thank you so much.
Miss Dina has a question. She raised her hand. You may ask your question.
Okay. Yes, please. Thank you. Hello.
Oh, yes. I think we have had answered the question. Great. No questions, ma'am. I think you had a very good presentation. That's why there's no questions.
Okay.
Okay.
She's saying the mic is closed. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think can you try now?
Yes,
Hello,
I can
good
see your hand.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miss Diana.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please go
Yes,
ahead
you
with your
are.
question.
Thank you very much. And that was a beautiful presentation, Kebonye. Someone asked if what we could do for a volunteer-based institution in terms of the EVP. So I was going to say that, you know, for volunteers, exposure is currency. So any company that wants to enroll volunteers, it values the issue of networking and exposure because volunteers value access to networks. So if you are able to arrange a meeting for them with senior leaders, CEO, policy makers, that's a very good value proposition to them. Thank you very much once again. Beautiful presentation, Kebonye.
Thank you very much, Diana. Most
Thank
welcome.
you. So there's another 4 raised hands. I'll take one by one. Joshua, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good evening here in Kenya. It is evening.
Good evening.
My questions are two. One, how can we get the notes and even the recordings that you have actually presented? I'm very much grateful for the presentation. Number two, can one register for this class and officially receive certificate?
Thank you very much. I think I'll take that question. Yes, this recording will be shared on our YouTube channel. Mr. Nazmul can share the YouTube channel over here. You can like and follow the channel. And of course, there will be a certificate of attendance, which will be emailed to you within the next 2-3 days. I hope that answers your question. Thanks.
Thanks.
So the next question is from Kevin. Can we get your question, please?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead with your question.
Good evening. I just want to appreciate our presenter, such a wonderful insight in the world of HR. I really appreciate. I am still a young professional, currently a teacher, and bringing in an example of a school setting. And as a teacher under a management, the principal or school manager, you find out that the manager is very stingy, doesn't want even to yield to, actually discouraging even the subordinate, those teachers who are under him, not wanting to rise above him. So how, in that situation, how can you handle such cases where the principal is very stubborn, the manager is very stubborn, he doesn't want any suggestion to do with them, especially the career progression?
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Kebonye, ma'am, you can respond to that.
Thank you very much. I believe this is a situation that most people engage in. Usually, when things like that happen, you can recommend to their supervisors that they undergo some training, because some supervisors never go for training. They believe they know it all. So it's very important to make recommendations to the leaders of your school principals. That is important for them to undergo some training so that they understand how these things work. Because most leaders, they get into positions without being trained. So sometimes it's just lack of understanding of how to deal with people. So they need to be trained as well so that they will know how they deal with their employees. Thank you.
Lastly goes now to the
Sorry,
the
Kevin,
World
you are
Academy.
asking for what? Pardon?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. What was the last question, please?
The last question now goes to the World Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you offer the comprehensive course on human resource?
Yes, you can
Especially
maybe write it in the chat box. We can respond to that. So if anything related to World Academy and queries, you can write it in the chat box. We'll respond to that. So I'll go to the next question. Mr. Waza, if I'm not pronouncing your name wrong, please go ahead and ask your question. Please make it short because we already crossed 9. I mean the
All
hour.
right, thank you so much. It's
Thank you.
Waza.
Waza.
Thank you for the great presentation. I think the biggest takeaway is that our current times speak more on psychological contracts than the ones that we actually sign in pen and paper. So the one question is, do you offer the design or the revamping or reigniting EVPs in cases where organizations already have an EVP, but to make an assessment and to ensure that it's actually aligned and enhance buy-in?
I just wanted to know if there was a specific question about like regarding today's content.
Yes. So EVP, in a case that an organization has an EVP that needs review, or an organization does not have an EVP intact, do you offer services to actually design and assist in implementation?
Okay, is this question to World Academy or is it to our trainer?
To our trainer, please.
Okay. Ma'am, do you design?
I work for a consultancy company called KB Holdings. Yes, please, you can you can engage us to do it for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll go to the next part. Yes, Bobby. You can ask your question.
Thank you so much. It's more or less, I'm Jacob Bobby from Botswana. It's more or less the same as the previous just speaker. I would love to know if we can comprehensively narrate the practical ways of enhancing a good culture and values. Values, because something that can be measurable, not just preaching. And lastly, some EVP issues emanate from the corporate level or governance. or how do we handle that? Because at lower levels, we are actually truthless. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much for that question. I believe you can measure the value of your EVP through the feedback that you get from your employees. So if you engage your employees, they'll give you feedback on whether the culture within your organization is working for them or is not working for them. You'll get it from them. There's no standard way of measuring culture. You can only measure it from the feedback that you get from your employees. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for the answer. So it's already 10 minutes over. I really appreciate the interest that you all are taking in asking questions. So after we kind of post this video, maybe we can have this conversation in the comment box so that it can be more attractive, and it can be replied soon, as the time is a limit. So unfortunately, we have to conclude the session here. Thank you so much for your interest and coming to today's session. And thank you, Kebonye ma'am, for the wonderful presentation that you had shared with us. I hope people will take away something from today's webinar. And I appreciate the interest again, and hope to see you guys all soon in future with more webinars in different fields. So that's all from my end. Thank you, Ms. Kebonye. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the audiences for coming by. And we'll have this conversation continuing on our comments when we post these videos. So Mr. Nazmul will be sharing the YouTube link over here. So whenever there is the video posted, you will get a notification. Please do remember to subscribe, and so that you can join and get notifications. Thank you very much. And yes, we will be sending the certification, the e-certificates of attendance within the next 2-3 days. It will be sent to your email, and the one that you have used to register. I think our Mr. Nazmul has shared the link with you on the chat box. Kindly register yourself. If you haven't, do that right away. So with that note, I'd like to conclude today's session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the audience. Thank you, Mr. Nazmul. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you for the wonderful questions, everyone.